Hey guys, PLJ_95 here with the cheapest Trident killer that is currently in Minecraft Bedrock. This Trident killer is currently being used on my Twitch subscriber realm and it works amazingly. This is important because it shows that it works both on your solo worlds and in realms. For this Trident killer you will need the following items: 2 chests, 1 hopper, 1 rail, 1 minecart with hopper, 8 leaves, 4 pistons, 4 observers, 4 redstone, 1 lever, 1 slab, glass, but you can use any block that you like, 1 trident, it does not have to be full durability, and 1 sword. This sword should have looting free on it to increase the mob drop rate that you can get from this Trident killer. This Trident killer will use a 4x4 space. Underneath the Trident killer there will be a collection system, so you will need to either dig down a couple of blocks or raise the Trident killer up by a few blocks. You will also need to make the chute of the glass that I will make as high up as you need it for the farm that you are intending to build. Without further ado, let me show you how to build the storage system and the Trident killer. For the storage collection system, the first thing that you want to do with your 4x4 area is identify the 2x2 square in the middle and break these blocks. Then place your leaves in the middle to create a non-spawnable platform where our Trident killer will go around. So because our Trident killer is going around here, the mobs will spawn and we need to create a storage system underneath these 4 leaves. So go underneath the leaves. I already dug out a 2x2 area ready for this video, and come to the front 2 and place your chest 2 blocks down at the front. Then take your hopper and feed it into the back of this chest. You'll know if it is feeding into the chest because you will see a second prong at the bottom that is feeding into the chest. Then, whilst crouched, place your rail and your minecart with hopper on top of the hopper and come out and extend your chest into a double chest like this, and that is everything that you need for your storage system. But then come back to the top, take whatever resources you've taken from the bottom and place a block on the left hand side like this. You need to leave this one open. You don't have to put a ladder down because you will be able to reach the chest from the top like this. So if you want to place a torch down there to light it up and make it non-spawnable, you can. But this is everything that you need for your storage system. Now that you've built your storage system, take your 4 pieces of redstone dust and place one on each of the 4 corners like this. Then go into the middle and identify the right side of each one of the redstone dust and place your piston on the right side so that the face is going towards the leaves like this. The reason we do it on the right side is because the way we set up the observers, it is easier to do it this way, and the pistons will extend into an empty space and not push around any of the observers or the pistons and not mess up our Trident killer. Now that you have this, take your observers and place them so that the face is going into the piston itself. You'll know if you've done this correct because we'll have a red circle that's coming out the back, and the redstone on the floor that we placed earlier will turn into a 90-degree shape instead of the 180 line that we had before. Now that you have this, come to where your storage system was and place the lever onto the piston that is there. You'll flick it down and this will technically turn off the system, but will push the pistons like this. Now when you flick the lever up, you will be turning the system on and the pistons will continue to go around. If you've done it correctly, you should have something that looks like that, and then you can flick the lever down to turn your system off. Make sure before you move on to the next step that you place 4 leaves above the redstone so that nothing spawns on those blocks that you have there. Now you'll be able to throw your trident into the Trident killer itself. So aim at one of the pistons and throw your trident like this, and then turn on the system. Make sure you watch the trident fall down into the leaves like this, and then once it looks something like this, you can turn your machine off and the trident is in the system. Be careful that you don't get too close to the system or else you will pick up the trident and you will have to throw it back into the Trident killer. If you don't have the trident in the killer, all that will happen is the mobs will be pushed around and they will never die. Now come down to the front, and with the observer that is next to the piston with the lever, place a slab on the top half of the block like this, leaving a space between the observer and the slab. The reason for this is that when the mobs start falling, we have a space for the XP to leave this Trident killer. And once you've done this, with the remaining spaces above all the pistons and the observers, place the glass or whatever building block you decided to use above to create a cage, so to speak, around the Trident killer so that any of the mobs that spawn and fall down into it will not blow you up when you are on the outside, because they won't be able to see you or hit you through this gap here. Once you have mobs spawn in this, it is really important, if you want to increase your rates, that you hold a looting free sword. The XP will come through this gap, but if you hold looting free, the extra mob drops that you'll get will all be stored down here. One really important thing for you guys to remember is that the looting free effect only works for whoever throws the Trident. So if you are in a realm and you did not throw the Trident, whoever threw the Trident has to be holding their looting free sword for you to get the increased rates. You can of course pick up the Trident and throw it so that you get your rates, but if you have something like a creeper farm and you have creepers falling down on you, I wouldn't suggest it. So if you are on a realm or a server, make your own Trident farm and throw the Trident for yourself, and then stand there with your looting free sword. It can be wooden, it can go all the way up to netherite, it does not matter what sword it is, as long as it has looting free on it, you will get increased rates. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you found it useful, please hit the like button, and if you're new around here, don't forget to subscribe. Bye.